So it's often said, what we resist, we persist. And I had, clients kind of ask me to maybe give some clarity on that. And I thought about it. I said, yeah, I guess it's probably not that really clear. And I know when I was really looking at it, like, how can I make more sense out of it? So when we start talking about attraction, or when we're discussing attraction like we're doing right now, um, let's talk about the basic. We talk about the law of attraction, a lot of this, but we don't hardly hear people talking about the law of repulsion or resistance. So in the scheme of relationships, I'm going to phrase it like this, so that way, hopefully, it makes sense. We attract what we are. We know that like attracts like. We attract what we are. We attract the qualities that we need. We also attract the qualities that we need. And then we also attract the qualities that we're open to. So we attract what we are, we attract the qualities that we need, and we attract the qualities that we're open to. So sometimes when you look at what I just explained, some people be like, well, the opposites attract. Well, what's actually happening is, if you views it like that, is the person that might have been the opposite, which is in the polarity, and polarity does exist in our reflections, but the opposite that you might have been experiencing is really connected to probably the qualities that you might need in yourself, right? Or the qualities that you was open to welcome. Ooh. I know they touch home, but if we read deep in the recesses of ourselves, I spend many time with a lot of clients, and when we get there, and it might get very, soul opening, but a lot of times it's there. Okay, so now we talk about resistance. So basically, what we fail to acknowledge about ourselves, we create resistance, right? So what we are not aligned with, what qualities that we're not aligned with, will create a resistance. The qualities that we need, but we're in refusal or denial with, will begin to create the resistance. So we are persisting those things. So we're growing and allowing it. And also, so what we fail to, to acknowledge or to correct, we begin to create that resistance. And the resistance is coming from disrupting a flow. So there should be a flow that's happening inside relationships. Relationships is not about roles, it's about interplay. And so when the co-action that's supposed to be happening inside the relationship that revolves around the attraction, when that is, when we don't understand the parts of ourselves or the qualities, the competencies, and things like that that is needed to keep the flow going, then the resistance come into play, because we're not in alignment, right, with the natural flow. See, all of us, when we come together, there's a certain rhythm that we bring. Our job is to be aware enough of ourselves to recognize there's something here. There's something beyond the five senses of ourselves. So sometimes we can't really put our finger on it. We can't touch it, but we know it exists because we feel it within our hearts. And so it's something that's really beyond, quote unquote, what is known, but we know it because we feel it within each other and we're resonating. Okay. And so what we're doing in a relationship is we're actually trying to grow that. But when we're not aligned, when we're in denial, not understanding ourselves, then we actually are shutting that down. And then we create the resistance inside our relationships.